Hi. Look at all of us out rocking on a Wednesday. What is it, like 9:30? That's pretty impressive. And it's September, which I think we can all agree it's the shittiest month. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. I think back to school sort of ruined that for everyone. You know, it's like nobody likes school. There's not really any holidays in September, except for like occasionally Labor Day, but that doesn't even really count because it's sort of tinged with sadness. It's the end of the summer. 9/11 definitely didn't help. Just saying. Yeah, I really hated school growing up. I didn't mind college. University, I loved the university. That whole half of a semester that I did before I dropped off was great. High school wasn't even that bad, but elementary school was the absolute worst. I did 9 years of elementary school. No middle school, just right on through. That's like a decade. That's close to a decade in elementary school. And I was a bit of a weird kid. I had one friend, her name was Lee. God bless her, she's not dead. She's still living. But she was my one friend. And if she wasn't going to be at school that day, her mom would call my mom to tell me that I would be alone all day at school. And in that case, I would just sit in the field at recess eating grass until I had to go back to class. It was good times. I heard an awe. That's not the reaction I was hoping for.
That was like the same thing. Aw.
Yeah, so I would come up with all these different excuses to try to get out of going to school. I mean, I would fake sick, which I'm sure we've all done, but I was really awful at it. I was an awful liar. So my mom, instead of like flat out accusing me of lying, she would sort of play the game. She knew that the only thing I hated more than going to school was going to the doctors. So I would be laying there in bed, and she'd like come in the morning, just like gingerly sit on my like the side of my bed, would feel my forehead. She'd be like, "Oh my God, you're right. It's scarlet fever." And I would be like, "Yeah, I told you." And so she would be like, "Well, this is really serious. We need to go to the doctors right away, probably the hospital." And so she went out into the hallway to like book an appointment. And then we'd come back in a frenzy, like, "I know you're really not feeling well, but like, you have to get dressed. We have to go to the doctors right away or you're probably gonna die." And so she'd be going through my drawers, like digging out clothes, be like, "Here, put this t-shirt on because you're probably gonna need to get a few needles. Maybe a suppository, I don't know. Here, wear this skirt, just in case." Yeah, she was really clever. She was a clever woman, and I was like determined to outsmart her. So I came up with a plan. Have you all seen the movie Pollyanna?
Yeah.
Good. At the end of the film, for those of you that don't know, she climbs up the tree to get back into her bedroom, and she falls and breaks her legs and is beloved by the whole community. And so that was my plan. I'm like, I have to break my legs. So I was a really good tree climber, and so now instead of like climbing back down the tree, I would just climb up the tree and then sort of like hurl my body out of the tree in hopes of breaking my legs on the ground. Which as an adult I realized is pretty fucked up. But like I was 5 and that was the best plan I could come up with. And so I climbed every tree in our yard. I was fine. Up the jungle gym in our yard, jumped off, I was fine. I jumped off the roof a couple times. Unfortunately, we had a bungalow, so it wasn't ideal. But I was still okay, and I was pissed. I was like, "Mom, you gotta stop feeding me these organic gummy vitamins. My body is just like foolproof." So yeah, that didn't work either. And then the one day, at recess, when I was taking a break from eating grass, I went down the slide, and at the bottom of the slide, I went down and I stood up, and there was this guy who was in my class standing at the bottom. I'm like, "Ooh, what's this?" And I stood up, and he just like punched me straight in the face, just out of nowhere. I'm like, "Oh, that was unexpected." Luckily, it was a bit of a wussy punch, so like there wasn't any blood. nothing really came out of it. I just sort of like awkwardly walked away after like the weird kid that I was. And then the next day, a miracle happened. I woke up and I had like a little baby black eye, and I was like, fuck yeah, I gotta milk this for all it's worth. And it wasn't really dark enough to be super noticeable, so I like whipped out my 100-pack marker kit. I'm like, okay, plum, pink, a little bit of yellow, maybe a tinge of green. And I went in the mirror and started like drawing in the black eye. And then I just like sauntered into the kitchen very casually. I didn't want to say anything because I was an awful liar, so I just went for it. And I'm like, oh, good morning, Mom. And she just lost her mind. She was like, what happened? Where was your one friend? Who are you talking to? Who did this? When was it? Where were you? Give me names. Are you being bullied? So she called my dad in a frenzy. And I'm like, yes, this is all going according to plan. Please let us follow through. I'm like, Mom, let's not lose track of what's important here. I get to stay home from school and watch The Price is Right and eat craft dinner. Okay, and eat mac and cheese, let's be real. But she didn't let me stay home. So now instead of going to school like a regular kid, I was going to school with a freaking black eye. And so it obviously attracted a lot of attention from adults because that was the plan. And I'm walking down the hallway to go to the bathroom during class, and the vice principal sees me. And he like pulled me aside. He's like, oh my goodness, like come here. He pulled me aside to talk in this part of our school that was called the pit, which isn't as sketchy as it sounds. But so he sits me down and we like talk in the pit. And he's asking me all these questions about my class, what class I'm in, what's my teacher, what am I learning about, who are my friends, what do I do at recess, what's my home life like, did I eat breakfast this morning, do I need a muffin? All these questions, and I was just a little like starting to get stressed about it because I had only been talking to the vice principal when I was in trouble, so I'm like, shit, he sees right through me. He's trying to like weasel his way in to find the lie. And so I start crying naturally, that's what I do. And as I'm crying, I can see this like look in his face that goes from concern to sort of confusion. And I realize, it occurs to me that I put like a shit ton of marker on my face, and now I'm crying. And so I ran to the bathroom as quickly as possible, conveniently located close to the pit, and I go and I look in the mirror, and sure enough, it's like purple just dripping down my face. I'm like, fuck. And so I'm sure that poor, nice vice principal man, it maybe started with him concerned about me being bullied or maybe abused at home, and then he realized that I have some deep-seated mental health issues, which isn't false. Thanks, everybody.